on my math lab number 9, you're going to do the same thing that we did on number 8, except there's no table already set up for you. Dun dun dun. That means we have to do some math. Oh boy. Okay. Still have 3 states. It says apportion. We're going to apportion 6 representatives to the states using the Huntington Hill method to specify the order in which the representatives will be assigned. So begin by giving 1 seat to each state. So obviously A, B, and C each have 1 seat. So when they come down here and they ask you to which seat or which state should receive the 4th representative, that's because they each already have 1. So let's see, if I were to make my own little table here. Here we go. This should work. And then this is the seats that they already have. So they already have 1 seat, but I need to compare their Huntington Hill numbers based on that 1 seat to figure out who will get their 2nd seat, but 4th seat overall. So the Huntington Hill number for state A, in my calculator, I'm going to take 1.9 and square it and divide that by the 1 seat they already have times 1 plus 1 is 2. And you just need to take it out a few spaces so you can compare the numbers really well. And this one I got 1.805. I think that was exact because they didn't round. They didn't tell me to round, and my other 2 numbers come out to 2 places. So state B, you'll take their population, 1.6 million, just don't worry about the million, and divide that by a 1 times 2. And that comes out to be 1.28. Remember, it's going to be the number of seats 1 times the number of seats plus 1. That's where I'm getting 1 times 2 from. And that came out to be 1.28. And then this one is its population, 3.2 squared divided by 1 times 2, which is just 2. And that comes out to be 5.12. So when I compare this number and this number and that number, the largest of those 3 numbers is this one, and that goes to C. So C gets the 4th seat. But since I've used that number, I now need to calculate the 2nd Huntington Hill number. I can't use this number again. I've already used it to get another seat. So I'm now going to take 3.2 squared divided by the 2 seats they have times 2 plus 1 is 3. And so the next Huntington Hill number here is 1.707. So now I want to know which state should receive the 5th representative. So I now have to compare this number. I didn't cross that one out with this number, didn't cross that one out, but with this new Huntington Hill number. Because you can't use the 5.12 again. You have to get a new Huntington Hill number based on the number of seats, which is now 2. Okay? And based on those 3, 1.805 would be the biggest. And that goes to A. So A is right there. But I can't use that number again. So I have to calculate the next Huntington Hill number for state A, which is 1 squared divided by 2. They now have 2 seats times they're going for the 3rd. And that Huntington Hill number is 0.602, which brings me to which state should receive the 6th representative. So I need to compare this number with this number and that number. And 0.602, 1.28, and 1.7, that's the biggest right there. So that goes to C, which means I couldn't use this number. Now at this point I'm done with number 9, but let's just say that they asked for a 7th rep. Okay, let's go for a 7th rep. I'd have to draw another line here and I'd have to calculate the third Huntington Hill number here. So this would be 3.2 squared divided by, they now have 3 seats and they're going for the 4th. And when I do that, I'd get 0.853. And so if we're looking for a 7th rep, I would have to compare this number and this number and that number. And finally, B gets a extra rep. So there you go. Anyway, that's number 9.